Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55. It's the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the northeast spawn of Mannerheim Line or Arctic region, and it's under the command of CL1CKER. Yes, we've got another replay featuring CL1CKER. In fact, actually, we've got two replays. CL1CKER's on first, and then there's another one featuring the M53 M55. Okay, well, he's reversing into his firing position, which is kind of slow because this thing only has a reverse speed of 14 kilometers an hour. It goes 56.3 in a forward speed. So he's got into his spot. He's loaded. He's ready to rock and roll. He's got an 8-inch howitzer, which is capable of doing 900 alpha, and it'll penetrate through 52 millimeters of armor with a 10.5 meter burst radius and between 12.5 and 28 seconds of stun. Okay, enemy tanks are starting to get spotted. Unfortunately, you can see he's got a bit of a red line at the moment, and that means that the rock that's directly in front of him is actually blocking the shot. And so either these guys have to go further and closer to the water where he can get a shot. He's just testing there to see where can he get a shot and where can't he get a shot. And as soon as he finds a spot where he can get a shot, he'll try and line up one of the enemy to be hit. Okay, he might have a shot now on that E75, but he can probably also hit the IS-3 if he moves a little further back. He saw that. Okay, over on the west side of the map, we can see there's a 703-122 and somebody else actually as well, but they're kind of static at the moment, shooting at each other over a distance. There's a lot of tanks in the south though. Okay, I think he's decided the best thing he can do is change position in order to get a better angle on the enemy. And one of the ways he can do that is to actually go further north, and that's precisely what he's going to do. He's going to go up past these picket fences here, which actually stop people walking through and getting to an area because they're tangled with barbed wire, and he's found a better position, and now he's got a much better shot on the enemy down the south because he's much further away from them, and that means the shells are coming down nearly vertically on the enemy. And you've also got it's now almost oval, the reticule, and that's an indication that it's almost at maximum range. Well, anyway, he's changing position after that shot. Got 287 stun assist off the E75 and 106 actual damage. He did knock a tree down there. That might give away his position, but I have the feeling that the enemy RT is actually rather occupied at the moment because, in fact, yes, you can see the tracer going there against our guys, and you can see on the mini-map exactly where the enemy RT is firing. Oh, he's just killed! He's just killed the E75 with a direct hit. And it didn't appear on the display because it was a blind kill, but he has got his first kill in the game. Now, that's a good shot. You can see where the enemy RT is going with the roundels that are appearing where their shells land on the minimap, and our guys are moving forward, and the enemy is focusing on them at the moment. Okay, we've got a couple of enemies down by the waterside. We're going for the IS-3. He fires the round in. Unfortunately, all we get is a bit of stun. So I think he's decided that he wants to get a shot on this Nomad, which, as we know, is a Challenger by another name. Challenger, of course, is a big gun tank destroyer. A bit like a Cromwell. Okay, that guy's decided to redeploy, get further back, because I think he feels that he's in danger, and he is in danger. He just doesn't realize that the RT's styling in on him to get an accurate shot. Now, he'll try and set up round about there. Rounds out. This could hurt. Oh, it's a direct hit. Shell disappeared without an explosion. Means you hit the target. Now, he's redeploying again, and that's quite a good move because if you're actually trying to hit the enemy and you want to get a better angle on them, one of the best ways to do that is just to redeploy to a different area. And there is a nice little area about A5 and A6 where you can get shots on the enemy down in the south. It's also fairly good at hitting enemy tanks in the enemy rear, like that M4A1 Reveille. Instead, he's still going for the ones down in the south, but now he can hit the E75 and the IS-3, and he's going for the IS-3 first. Rounds out, direct hit, 412 hit points. You can see also they're getting the stun assist because he's stunning 2 tanks with 1 shot. And I think the IS-3 realizes he's caught in a bit of a conundrum because he's in the crossfire. He's being hit by the T-103 and the Barask to the north, and our heavy tanks in the east there near the water. The E75 is using the wreck of the Skoda T50 as a bit of cover. The IS-3's just gone down, and now, yes, the E75 takes the next shell for 503, and he picks up the stun assist afterwards when he goes down. Taken out by the T832. Now, the enemy still has a few tanks down there. That T26E5 Patriot is in a bit of a problem because he's right up against the water edge, and I don't think he's going to escape. Although it is fairly difficult to get a shell down there. Now you can see the enemy is starting to redeploy some of their troops. Their Type 57 over on the west of the map is in grave danger because he's got 2 tanks on him and he's gone. So that leaves the west open, and the Canonian Jagdpanzer redeployed to try and stop the enemy from getting through. Now you can see why that M4A1 Reveille was covering that corner, because he knows that the rest of the team are going to follow through very shortly. In fact, there we can see the Canonian. Oh, it was a good hit. In fact, it was a low roll penetrating shot for 792. Well thought out by CL1CKER. He actually worked that one out, that the enemy was redeploying, and he put the shell where it had the most effect. Now that Canonian Jagdpanzer, if he stays where he is, he's going to get wiped out with the very next round because he'll get splash killed. Well, we've got another tank here, a T28, the assault tank. Rounds out. Here we go. Yep, a direct hit, but it's not a penetration this time. Only 229. The enemy's starting to fall back and collapse. The only thing that's stopping our guys coming in from the east side of the map is that Patriot, who's still being a bit of a problem. They can't seem to get at him. Now, it might be that CL1CKER is the only one who can put a shell in there. The Canonian Project 7, or Project 7, is actually on that position. That's the German version of the Wedge. Oh, he just killed the Nomad. It was a blind kill at that. Okay, so he's just picked up the Nomad, who was up on the duck. If you look at the mini-map, you can see there's a duck right next door to where it says Canonian Jagdpanzer 105. That's the little imprint of the area where you can actually spot and shoot from and snipe from. And he was up there trying to snipe at our guys, and he got caught there by CL1CKER. CL1CKER's now going to try and get that T28. There he is. And the T26E5 Patriot has gone down. So that guy has now released our guys in the east, and they're moving in on that T28. And we've just hit him. Got another hit for 186. We did get some stun, but the stun has now expired. Okay, they've got that star 1 just the other side. Now, CL1CKER can actually put a big hit on that guy. Let's see what happens. Can he get a direct hit? Probably. Let's try. Rounds out. Here it goes. It lands right next door. RNG was unkind. He only got 233, but it is a hit. He's now gone up to 2.5 actual damage. And remember, there's some blind hits in there as well. And 1,000 of stun assist. Let's see. The star 1's gone down. He was taken out by the IS-3. And now we're trying to get this T28. Only seconds away from shooting. The standard reload, 40.27. He's got 32.42. And another shell goes in, this time 356. Okay, so they're moving down the west side. That Canonian Jagdpanzer's still there, but I don't think he's going to be there for very long. The big worry is this guy, the German version of the S-Tank. And shells are starting to hit that guy's position. Rounds out on him. Direct hit. Okay, so he did get a direct hit. And now he's starting to change position and move in. And, oh, he's gone. He went down. And it didn't show that we got any stun assist off that. So I presume he actually got rid of the stun. But there's only 4 enemies left, fighting 5 on our team. They've still got 2 Artys. Let's see if CL1CKER can have any effect upon those. He's gone as far west as he can go, and the Canonian Jagdpanzer is down there. He's actually looking in the forest for the Arty now. Can't see them. He's leaving the Canonian Jagdpanzer 105 to the Conway at the moment. And of course, to our other guys down there. There's the enemy Arty, or at least one of them. The FP3805 rounds out. And he wipes him out with one shot. Direct hit. 450 hit points from that one. Now, there's the Canonian Jagdpanzer. The Conway could go down into the dip there to try and kill him, but unfortunately, the last Arty is gone. And that's just the Canonian Jagdpanzer. He's only got 5 hit points. A splash kill will be enough. And he's backing up, so we might still get a chance to put a shell into this guy as he tries to escape. Rounds out. Yes! And that's the shot that wins the game. And it goes to CL1CKER. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game from CL1CKER in the M53, M55. Yes, he really did have a big effect upon that game. He also got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. His win rate in the game was 6,529, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Well, the highest damage was 4,289 hit points. Second highest damage went to that Patriot on the enemy team. The T26E5 managed 2,707 hit points while he was holding the enemy back, or holding our guys back. The third highest damage in the game actually went to the T103, who was in the sniper position up on the mouse, or that area near the cap area, which looks like a mouse. It's a little sort of like platform or raised part of the mountain, which has got the shape of a mouse. Well, anyway, he was sniping from there and he managed 2,249 hit points of damage. So, when it came to kills, though, look at this. CL1CKER managed to get 4 kills. 3 kills went to the IS-3 and the Barask on our team. And only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get 3 kills, and that was the Canonian Jagdpanzer. And 2 kills went to the T26E5 Patriot and the M40, M43 on the enemy team. And nobody on our team got more than 1 kill, except for the ones we've already mentioned. When it came to base XP, he's actually in second place. CL1CKER got the tops in the damage, number of kills, but just missed out on getting the base XP. And that because the Barass managed to get 1,122. And the reason for that is he's tier 8 and CL1CKER was tier 9. So, of course, every time he hit a tier 9 or a tier 10 tank, of course, he was actually getting more XP out of that than the others. In fact, actually, it was a tier 9 game. So, yes, he was only picking up 10% extra XP. But that had an effect upon the game. And in third place, we got the T832 with 1,020. And they were the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game. CL1CKER fired 15 rounds. It's a large amount of rounds, which is why he did so well on the damage. 9 direct hits on the enemy, 2 penetrating shots. We saw some of those penetrating shots go in. If I remember correctly, he did get one on the Canonian Jagdpanzer. Yes, there it is, penetration, 797 hit points of damage. The other one was the FP3805, 450 hit points from a penetrating shot on him. He also got 15 splashes on the enemy, 4,289 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 4 of them, and did 1,114 hit points of stun assist of 13 stuns. So in total, it was about 5,500 combined damage overall. On a premium count, he actually made 55,652 credits from the game, and he got 30 bonds out of a mission achievement and 1,627 experience points. So a very good game there from CL1CKER. The sort of standard you'd expect from somebody with 3 marks of excellence on the barrel of their howitzer. He's played the M53, M55 quite a lot, and so he knows how to get the best out of it. But you can see what he was using his skill to actually reposition himself so he could get a better angle on the enemy, and that allowed him to get direct hits on the enemy tanks one by one to wipe them out, or at least to collect most of their hit points. So that's the end of the first battle, and a good one by CL1CKER. Let's have a look at the second replay and see if the next player can do better. The second replay is on Ghost Town Encounter, and the name of the player this time is tommyliuca. Now, he's got only 1 mark of excellence on the barrel, but don't let that discourage you at all. Game on. Now, this game is a tier 10 game, so he's likely to have some pretty solid targets to aim at. Moving off into the corner. Of course, there is some nice protection up here that he can fire through or to cover him as he's firing into the town. There's bound to be a few enemy light tanks that will try and come up the center there. In fact, the Barask is already making a move, and he's found someone. Okay, now, first one, it's a Tiger Mouse. Direct hit, good shot. 362, and he's getting stun assist straight away as that Tiger Mouse takes a pass string. Now he's decided to back a bit further down. Okay, there's a nice little ridge line there where he can actually hide from the enemy light tanks. Got a sharp Tier 4. Now he's over by the tanker, but instead he's actually going to go for this guy here, which I think is an SU-130PM. Rounds out. They don't have much in the way of armor, and in fact actually got 194 for the actual damage, and then the SU was taken out by the Wizzy 111 Model 1-4, and he got the stun assist. Now he's right up against the edge of the map, right at the back, the north end of the map. Okay, we've got an AMX-65 there. He's looking for tanks that he can definitely hit. That guy's going to suddenly come to view any second. He's going down that little tunnel towards the city centre. Direct hit. 303. Now, as I mentioned before, the standard reload, 40.27 seconds, but tommyliuca's actually got a reload time of 34.09. Go for that sharp Tier 4 again. They don't have much armor, the Chars, and so if he does hit this one, he's likely to get a penetration shot. Okay, he's lined it up, rounds out. And he does! It's a low roll penetration, but the Char goes down with the very next shot, and the Heshbarn got him, the FV4005. So he picked up 873 from the direct hit, so he did go through, and 491 from the subsequent follow-up shot. Okay, he's looking at these other tanks here guarding the town centre. I think he can get a shot on that AMX-65 ton. He's already hit him once. Rounds out. Went long. That was unfortunate. He did get some stun, but it just went over the top of the engine deck and into the ground beyond. This ridgeline will protect him from anyone on the east side, but the problem really is there's not likely to be many light tanks on the east side of the map because that Barask is holding them back. And in fact, it looks to me like the enemy might be trying to make a move to go around the hill and come from the northwest side of the map. Got a Lanson C, a Unit 16, and another Lanson C, and they might try to come around by the hill. We've got an SU-130 PM up there, and the Heshbon's now moving in that direction as well. Now, who's going to get the shell next? In fact, I think that Tommy has actually decided he's actually better off going up into the corner, because from there he can actually move south suddenly if he wants to, if he needs to. So if the enemy does turn up, because they're already marking on the minimap where they think that the enemy's going to come from, he's going for another SU-130 PM. He's out in the right down in the south on that hill. Rounds out. This should hurt. Oh my god, he's got another penetrating shot. That's a high roll. 1,018 hit points of damage. So he got the full roll. And that's massively improved his score, because now he's got 2,750 actual damage and 2,153 of assist. And the enemy is starting to turn up from the northwest corner. So yes, they did do exactly as we thought they would. And he's now having a look in that general direction to see if he can see that Lanson C. Now, if he is going to be there, he's probably going to be hiding just behind the corner of that rock, because he'll need that rock for protection. Here's the other Lanson C. Now, he might be able to get around into that guy, but the Udas is the one that I think he's attracted to. There he is, and he's a one-shot. Rounds out.
Just missed.
He splashed him. That's why he didn't get the kill. But it was in the right direction, and it did hit. Well, splashed him, that is. At least it was 321 hit points. And the other Lancer C's gone down. Jaegeru in the town, trying to get at the town centre. Nobody's capping at the moment, but it's still early. There's only 4 enemies tanks left. Let's see if he can take this Udas out of the game. He's not fully dialed in yet. Should be able to get it now. Rounds out. Here we go. Yep, that's a kill.
That's all she wrote, boys.
And it looked to me like he splashed him from behind. The shell actually exploded just behind him, and he went. Okay, well, now we're looking down at the hill, down in the south. The Hori 3's down there. There's only 2 enemies left, a Jaegeru in the town, and of course the Hori 3. The Jaegeru is going to be fairly difficult to kill, because of course he's still got most of his hit points. We do have a badger nearby, but I think the Hori 3 is the one we're interested in at the moment. And yes, we can get a shot on him. Rounds out. Well, it's a long shot, but look at the amount of stun assist he picked up. Oh my god. 1,500 stun assists from that shot alone, after he put in a round which only did 92 hit points of splash. The Jaegerus, the last enemy tank alive. They're coming in behind. I think that Caliban's probably going to die now. He made a bit of a mistake. He stayed there too long. Oh, he didn't die. He was lucky. And that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle results. And that was the first ace tanker for tommyliuca in the M53, M55. Congratulations. He got the scrolls underneath the M. You only get that the first time, so we know this was his first ace tanker. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 10. And he got a Confederate as well, because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken down by other teammates. His win rate in that game was 3,454, which is super income standard, not quite as good as CL1CKER, but then CL1CKER has years of experience, which is why he's got 3 marks of excellence on the barrel. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage, because that actually went to the Badger on his team. He picked up a high caliber and a steel wall for 5,407 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to tommyliuca with 3,194, and the third highest damage went to the Batchat 25T AP with 3,133 hit points. When it came to kills, though, it was, yes, Tommy, the Badger again. No, not Tommy. The Badger managed 5 kills. The FB4005 got 3. So did the Barask. And tommyliuca, well, he's actually with just 1 kill in joint 3rd place. We can see that the Barask actually managed to patrol duty and scout because, of course, he was going down the center line in the bushes and spotting all the enemy vehicles, and that was having a tremendous effect on the battle because then Tommy was able to get those really good Arty shots onto them. The Batchat 25 TAP got a Confederate out of that game as well, hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. Alongside tommyliuca, he also got a Confederate. And when it came to base XP, he's in 2nd place. Top scorer was the Barask with 1,453. 2nd was tommyliuca with 1,239. And 3rd was the Badger with 1,026. So they were the top 3 players, the only ones to get over 1,000 base, with the next one being the Batchat 25 TAP with 883. He fired only 9 rounds in that game, but he got tremendous results with those 9 rounds. Remember, CL1CKER fired 15 rounds in his game, but I think actually that tommyliuca did tremendously well because, of course, he managed to get 5 direct hits, 2 penetrating shots, and we saw those penetrating shots happen, pretty surprising penetrating shots at that, including the CL1CKER 4. And if we look at the other one, we can say that that was it the UDIS? No, it wasn't the UDIS that he actually penetrated. It was the SU-130 PM. There it was, 1,018 hit points from a penetrating shot. And yes, he went out the game shortly after that. There was also 7 splashes, damage of 3,194 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. But look at this, he did 7 and 1, so that's 7 enemy vehicles damage. 1 was destroyed, but look at the amount of stun assist he managed to get in that game, 3,803. If you remember, we looked at the figures for CL1CKER, and I think if I remember correctly, he got something like 4,500 combined damage. We can actually check that because we can see, go back to his results. Actually, it was 5,500. But if we look at tommyliuca, we can see his combined damage was nearly 7,000, much more damage. But of course, that's because he was getting lots of stun assist out of it. His teammates were actually hitting those enemy tanks. The moment he stunned them and got a good hit, then they were going to work on them very, very quickly. He got only 3,803 hit points of stun assist of only 8 stuns, would you believe it? 8 stuns in total. Now, on a free-to-play account, he actually earned 103,764 credits from the game, and he also took away 1,239 experience points. He got a reward for completing a mission of 55,000, and even after he didn't even pay for consumables on this one, which is surprising. Again, he probably actually bought them when they were nice and cheap. But what a great game it was. It just goes to show even a new player can get some really great shots in sometimes. And yes, he aimed for the ones which were the weakest. The SU-130 PM doesn't have much armor. If a shell lands on it, and actually it will go straight through it. And of course, the CL1CKER 4, he was actually showing us the side of his tank, which again is a weak spot. And those shells went right through him. Very accurate as well. So what a lovely game there by tommyliuca for your first ace tanker. Congratulations. And well done, of course, to CL1CKER for a sort of game that we expect from him, where he produces great results and becomes top of the table. I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. 2 different replays from somebody who's just starting their game and somebody who's been doing it for a long while, and 2 great results. If you enjoyed the replay, please give it a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.